People deluded. Now, Reiss Nelson, I ain't done one of these vids in a while on Reiss Nelson, but obviously you saw him get 45 minutes as a second half substitute against Manchester City. Now, commiserations to Hoffenheim. I don't feel they won a game in their group, and they're now just out of Europe as a whole. They don't keep a lot of clean sheets and things like that, so it's sad, man. But yeah, back onto Reiss Nelson. Obviously they lost, and he didn't play amazing. In fact, he had an opportunity he probably should have done better with. But I was impressed. But it's encouraging to see how much he's developed. He's not the finished article. I do think people need to be easy. He's not going to leave as this youngster with a lot of potential and come back playing like Ronaldinho and R9 and he's able to get 10 goals, 20 assists. I want him to be that man, but we need to be realistic. He's only, in year 2 of his senior footballing career. He's gone on loan, taken great bravery, and I applaud him in that. He made 16 appearances in a bunch of positions for Arsenal the season before. He's still inexperienced. Good enough to be part of the team. Good enough to definitely be the winger that we're missing in the team. But we can't expect him to answer a lot. He's still got a lot to work on with the opportunity he dragged wide. But what I did like, he's understanding tactically his position a little bit more. Playing at fullback helped him at Arsenal, and I say this because when even he didn't play the best of games against Man United away, but tactically he was trying to defend. He shows a willingness for Arsenal. From what I saw him grow game by game. He was showing willingness to defend, and he showed that against City. City, obviously, they're going to dominate possession and stuff like that. He stayed rigid and stuff to helping his fullback on the right hand side. Playing against Zinchenko, he had a decent game. Sane, he was, obviously, if you saw the free kick and everything else, and just about the movement of all the players, it's difficult playing City in that regard. It's very difficult, and I feel he did well. He wasn't out of position. He showed a willingness to hug the touchline and defend with his fullback partner. I wouldn't say. I think using the word bright spark is a bit flattering, over flattering too much. But I feel it was a positive spark. He got forward well. A couple of good passes, a couple of good opportunities. Like I said, in the dying embers of the game, what was it? He had one in the last 10 minutes, and he definitely had one in the 57th minute, which he dragged, and he could have done a bit better. I think he done well, man. He obviously earned a corner in the 87th minute. What I liked about him is, in short, how he set up defensively in terms of tactically. So no one was, if City did score again, which they did, you couldn't say it was his fault, sort of thing. He showed a willingness to make Zinchenko or whoever at some point have to defend, because he showed a willingness to get in behind. He showed a willingness to make that run. Just by making that run, even if the ball don't come to you, you're dragging people out of position. So yeah, I wouldn't say it's a good performance. He didn't have much time to really do anything, and he didn't do that much in total, but it is what it is. It's his 5th Champions League appearance, so it's good for him. At the end of the day, he's made more appearances in the Champions League for Hoffenheim than Arsenal. And at the end of the day, he's just growing with every game. The now key for him, for all the positive work he's been doing, is to make himself, come the next 2 months or come May, is that you can look back and you can say, yeah, I had to fight to get into the team, but now I'm first choice. He needs to make him. You see, the thing is, it's not about potential anymore. He's being judged at Hoffenheim as a legit player. Quite rightly so. When he was coming off the bench and doing his dirt, he finally got his start. If you remember, he got subbed off after 45 minutes one game. I can't remember who reported on it. And then obviously he started games again, and he's back to the bench now. He still needs to earn the trust, both offensively, defensively, and consistency-wise. And he's doing that. He's earning it a lot, but he's not all the way there yet. Whether he does or not, it's a good challenge for him. At the end of the day, it's designed to make him a stronger footballer. And at the end of the day, whether he achieves what he wants to do at Arsenal or anywhere else, I feel this is a defining moment, both Jadon Sancho as well, but just being brave for Reiss Nelson, because Reiss Nelson could have easily stayed at Arsenal. I mean, he made 16 appearances last year, like I said. He trained with pre-season. He could have easily stayed at Arsenal, floated between getting called up, like you see with some players, as the 19th man in the matchday squad or the occasional matchday squad, get some sub-appearances if he does come off the bench. Realistically, play a decent amount of football at under 23 level. We have to be realistic. He would have to do that. Or you take the jump and you go and play men's football in a country you haven't lived in before, in a language you don't really understand too tough or can speak fluently. Hopefully he's got that now, and it's going to make him a stronger individual. For me, the keys that we're seeing is that he's just, obviously you want goals and assists from his sort of position, and he's shown a willingness to that. You want to see that continue. But I just want to see calculatedness. As a young player, you still need... That's what gets us out of trouble a lot. You need young players to be a bit mavericky and a bit off the cuff and a bit random and stuff. But you also need them to be calculated. I've seen Nelson rip up every team under 23s, under 18 level. He is very skillful. The next step is being calculated, when to do it, how to do it. Did this approach work? So I'll try this. Let me go over there. Let me bring in a teammate. Defensively, okay, my team's getting pressured. I know I'm having good joy on down this right-hand side defensively, but I need to help defensively. It's a thinker's man's game. And this is what stops a lot of young players when they don't understand. You need to think. You look at Adama Traore. Everyone can see I don't want to say he doesn't have a brain, because he clearly does, but if his decision making was better, he would not be at Wolves. He would be at the top 4 teams, top 6 teams, top 4 that make champs, possibly still at Barca. Why? Pace, aggression, strength. No fullback wants to play against him. But there's a reason why Adama Traore only has a handful of starts for Wolves, because he cannot be trusted, because he beats players, gets into the final third, he'll either overhit it, underhit it, hold on for it for too long, and then you end up where you want to. Adama Traore is a good example, because he was spoken about, not by him, he was rated highly by Barca, he's rated highly by people that watch football and don't necessarily understand football. He's got the ability, but the decision making is what capped him. And as you get older, you need to be calculated. On top of being just improving and being calculated and consistency wise, you need to be a bit more. What I'm saying, people, and he's failed to do that. That's why he's there. Deulofeu, whether you think he's good or not, he is at Watford. No disrespect to Watford, because he didn't show willingness to do these sort of things and improve in that department. There's worse players. There's so many players better technically than Dele Alli in his position. But why does Dele Alli excel? Because he's consistent. 2, Dele Alli knows what works for him and what doesn't. And he's perfected them last runs, them late minute runs and stuff like that. There's midfielders with twice the ability Dele Alli has. No disrespect, I like Dele Alli, but they're nowhere near effective. They're nowhere near consistent or match win, or they don't have the match winning attribute in them. If Dele Alli hasn't got the ability, but he can win games, and more importantly, a manager can have trust in him to be able to see out games and get a result, he's going to play 100 times than someone who can do 1,000 kick-ups, hit 1,000 passes, can throw in a mad, scores mad goals here and there, but they're not consistent, and you don't know you're getting game to game. You see what I'm saying, people? And they're not calculated, and there's no point being able to, and again, I'm not an attacker at Adama, it's just to use an example, there's no point being a great player, being able to do 5,000 skills, if when it comes to it in the end product zone, you don't get your head up and pick out a teammate, or if you're going to have the audacity to not pick out a teammate, you have to score. And this is just a general point. This isn't Adama or clearly Nelson. You guys that are smart enough know where I was going with that. But I've got nothing more to add, man. Reiss Nelson, keep it up, man. Hopefully you get a start on the weekend in Bundesliga, and it is what it is. Yeah, man. And yeah, I'm out, people. Guys, DG.